again. Here we are, year 4, reading Varjak poem just after chapter 2, where the family council is about to start. Father not being very happy with a speechless, twisted rage on his face. I hope you had a chance to answer the questions that I sent you last time and emailed me or tweeted a picture of your work. I can't wait to see it. Now what we're going to do today, this time, is we're going to read chapter 3 and 4 and then I'm going to give you a few questions for both. There is a lot of tense in these two chapters, so get comfortable. This is the family council about to start. It's in the front room in front of the fireplace. So here we go. Family council is now in session, declared the elder Paul above the hubbub in the front room. Mother, father and Aunt Junie were whispering to one another, huddled together on a rug so old it had lost its pattern and faded away. Julian and Jasmine were sitting behind them, nodding seriously as if they were grown-ups too. Jay, Jethro and Jerome were fighting over the toy mouse, trying to push each other into the flames in the antique fireplace. At the elder Paul's words, they all settled down. Varjak was sitting quietly on his own at the back, but his mind was burning. This was his first ever family council. From the Contessa's red velvet armchair where he stood, the elder Paul began to speak. The family tales tell us that when our ancestor Jalal came out of Mesopotamia, he wandered the earth for many years before finding a home with Contessa. Generations of Pauls have lived in this house since Jalal's times, but those days may be coming to an end. I believe the Contessa is dead. The older cats gasped. They shot strange look at each other and shook their hands. A log crackled loudly in the fireplace. The elder Paul waited until it was quiet again to continue. She has seldom left her room of late, only to feed us and tend the fire. Our youngest litter, Varjak, Jay, Jethro and Jerome, have hardly seen her. They barely even know what she looks like. She would only let that happen if she was ill, very ill. And now this gentleman, what we saw today confirms my fears. The Contessa is gone. Yeah, she's probably gone somewhere, said Father. I'm sure she'll be back. And in the meantime, her gentleman friend is looking after us. He's not your friend, said the elder Paul. I remember him. He came to the house years ago, before any of you were born. He and the Contessa had a terrible argument. She threw him out of the house at the end, shouting and screaming. It was silent for a moment. Varjak saw Father's eyes glint green in the dark. There was no light in the room, but the crackling, flickering fire. This is absurd, said Aunt Junie. She licked her plump paws confidently. We are purebred Mesopotamian blues, the noblest of cats. Nothing bad can happen to us. It's silly to alarm the kittens like this, tutted Mother. They're too young and impressionable to understand anything so serious. They'll go and have nightmares now, you see if they don't. That's right, said Father, arched his back and stood up. I don't understand the problem. The gentleman is feeding us better than the Contessa ever did. But why is he being so nice to us? Said the elder Paul. Fancy food, presents. It's too good to be true. And what about those black cats who gave Varjak a scare? We all know about Varjak and his tales, declared Father. No, I see nothing to worry about. I don't believe in those cats. I don't believe the Contessa is dead. And I don't believe this is the same gentleman that elder Paul remembers. He must be getting confused in his old age. There was a murmur of agreement around the room. Varjak couldn't stop himself. He had to speak. I saw the man carry something away, he said. It could have been the Contessa's body. Varjak, hissed Mother. That really is too revolting. She turned to the elder Paul. You see what you've done? But it's true, said Varjak. And so are the cats. They're shut up, you stupid insect, snarled Julius. We are the only cats in Contessa's house. And this is grown-up business, not kitten make-believe. Everyone started to shout at once. The flames roared louder and higher in the fireplace. Listen to me, demanded the elder Paul, struggling to regain control. We need to make a plan. If things change in the house, we will have to go outside. Elder Paul, cried Mother, what can you be thinking of? Everyone knows the world outside is full of monsters. At least here we're safe from dogs. But we don't even know what dogs are, said the elder Paul. This house is the only thing we know. This house is the only world we need, said Aunt Junie. The Contessa is fine. Everything will go on as before. Listen to me, said the elder Paul. He stepped down off the armchair and into the middle of the room. There he is. Father squared up to him. No, you listen to me for a change. His fur bristled. Maybe it's time for someone else to make the decision in this family. The room was completely still now, except for the raging fire. Shocked at what he was seeing, but unable to look away, Varjak watched the two of them intently. Everyone did. Father began to circle the elder Paul, word-legs and menacing. He bared his teeth. He looked twice as big, twice as fierce as normal. His shadow danced across the elder Paul's body in the firelight. He hissed and strode forwards. The elder Paul backed away. Suddenly he looked tired and old, very old, like a threadbare rug on which they stood. I'm just saying we should think. That's enough, blazed Father. This council is over. He turned to face the family. Let's go. There was a rumble of support around the room. Varjak's throat felt dry. He couldn't believe how fast it had all happened. One moment, the elder Paul was in charge. The next, it was all over. Purebred Mesopotamian blues, croaked the elder Paul. The family of Jalal. Is this what we've sung to? The council, spat Father, is over. And that's how chapter 3 ends. So much action and so tense. I can't wait to see what happens in chapter 4.